What's up, designation? Who needs to like raise a hand and like just stretch? Go for it. Come on, don't be shy. All right, I like it. I like it. I thought it was Design Nation, but then he goes like, no, it's designation. It's okay. Okay. Let's see. Do I have a clicker? I have a clicker. Oh, it's great to be here. So many great people. Great to see folks from Fox and IBM. I thought that was really cool stuff. The yes, no, wow quote that Peter gave you is really one of the best pieces of advice for your entire career. Anytime you look at a piece of work, those are the only three reactions. So I'm grateful for him to bring that to you guys. Okay, so it's like a workshop with a guy on the stage. I don't know how we're going to do this, but you're all designers, so we're going to put design thinking to work in the moment. But let me share a little bit of theory with you and tell you what we'll do today. First, yes, you've met me. I started as a humble copywriter. I became a creative director. I'm now a CEO, and I'm still the guy who's got to walk the dog. So no matter how high you go up on the food chain, you're still going to have to walk the dog. These are the clients that we have the privilege and the pleasure of working with. We've been working with Apple since Steve Jobs met Jay Chiat back in 1982, I think it was. We had nothing to do with the Pepsi spot, even though we worked with PepsiCo. We work with Gatorade, which is part of the PepsiCo empire. We work with Izzy, which you may know. We just launched a very interesting campaign for Izzy Fusions. We launched it all mobile first, so feel free to delight your thumbs and eyes all over Instagram where you'll see some Izzy stuff. We've worked with Nissan since 1986. We work with Adidas. I know we're supposed to call it Adidas here in America, but it's actually Adidas. We're trying to get the world to say that. Thomson Reuters, a very complex company that we're trying to make simple, and simplicity is really one of the things we like to do. Reductionism, really reduce things. So again, just a couple of the clients that we work with, variety of sizes, everybody is unified by big ambitions. So the budgets may be small, but all of their ambitions in some way, shape, or form are big. So that's us. So this morning's agenda, so I'm going to give you a little theory, a little creative, and then a lot of fun. But you guys have to do a little work. So just so I understand, did you guys bring in some logos that you liked? You did? Okay, thank God. Some, Princeton people and other great universities, you're prepared. We like it. So we're going to talk about logos today, and I thought that talking to you about logos was probably the most base thing of graphic design, and I thought that's a good place to start. And I looked up the definition of logo on this really poorly designed page. Don't you love that? It's you come to a design conference and the first thing you see is like a really poorly designed page, but that's something that you could fix one day. The definition, a logo is an identifying symbol as for use in advertising, an identifying statement or a motto. And when I dug a little deeper, there's a Greek root to the word logo. It comes from logos, and when they did it in all caps, I realized that logo is the logo for logo. I thought that was really kind of fun. So wrap your minds around that. If you haven't enough coffee, trust me, later when you're drinking Red Bull, you'll be like, oh my God, that was funny. All right, I'm not trying to make you feel guilty. I think it's Palm Sunday, but honestly, I'm really not. But this is one of the best logos ever. And again, I don't mean to disrespect anybody, but I do want to convey some stuff to you today. And I think the reductionism of this logo is really powerful. And I think what's amazing about it is that the entire story, Peter talked up front about storytelling, the entire story of a major religion is told in 2 lines. This is design thinking, people. This is the bar. Your stuff's going to have to be as good, if not better than this. I like this one. I think this is great to do. And when I look at this room, we've got our Chief Diversity Officer here, Doug Melville. First thing he said, he goes, oh my God, look at that view. Second thing he said is, wow, look at the diversity. So cheers to you guys for being who you are, and I think we all can peacefully coexist and make some good stuff happen. That's the end of my political rant for today. So I touch and you guys move? What's going on here? Who's that what happens when I ding this, you hit this? Okay. No, that's me. I'm screwing up, okay. I like this logo. Who's a Princeton person here? Yeah, it's pretty good. I think this is really nice. I think this one is stronger. Is this an official athletic logo? Yeah, that's the official one. I think it's really cool. I love how it gets the mascot of the school inside the logo. And Peter mentioned Milton Glaser. I mean, maybe the best logo for New York ever. So what I encourage you to do, if you get a couple of days in New York, if you've had a couple of days, literally write down every time you see this logo and what you see it on. Mugs, T-shirts, sides of buildings, underpants. I mean, this is a logo. I think right next to the cross, I think this one's right up there. This is really special. And again, as you think about design thinking and being designers and graphic designers, this is the bar. Who's a graphic designer? Who wants to be a graphic designer here? 2, 3. All right, good. That's good. And what like engineer design? What are some other things you want to do here? Product design. Yeah, that's good. We need those. What else? It's the workshop part. You guys have to participate. Spirit design? Experience design. Spirit design was the first slide. Excellent. Experience design. Good. Very good. Yeah, I think, again, everything that I'm going to share with you today is going to be relevant. This is not just for graphic designers, but the lens through which we'll look is graphic design and logos. So I just want to make sure you guys feel like you're going to get something good out of this. Okay, so let me bludgeon you with some of our propaganda, because this is the theory that we're going to be working with. And, fun fact, I designed those logos for the concepts. What we do, we call ourselves the Disruption Company. For the record, we've been talking about disruption since 1990, so long before it was like a hip and groovy word. We were like pushing disruption on clients, and they were like, "What? We don't want disruption. Just sell our stuff." But we managed to convince a few. This is the theory, and I think what's interesting about this theory is that you can apply this to product design. You can apply this to experience design. You can apply this to spirit design, the new design practice we just made up today. And this is why, because it's very intuitive, but we've turned it into a methodology. So again, very intuitive. You can start anywhere, but we're going to start on the right with the vision. And for any brand client, we're trying to make a more purposeful and profitable future for brands. And if you do that with product, you're trying to do that. If you do that with experience, you're trying to do that. What happens is that in any given category, there are conventions. There are things that brands and categories, networks, Fox is a wonderful example of someone who does not follow the rules, who breaks the rules, who breaks these conventions. And that's what you're looking to do. You're looking to break conventions because we're living in a world of abundance. The one thing that we are trying to get people to do is pay attention to us. So in that tsunami of distraction, we are trying to be that thing where someone goes, "Oh, what's that thing? This building out here, this building on Leonard Street here, this like Jenga thing, I want you guys to look at that building at some point today. It is a disruption. It is not a conventional building. Empire State Building, a disruption. This city has several disruptions that are unforgettable and memorable, and that's what we're trying to do every day, no matter what the design challenge is. And that's the disruption. Do something different, do something better, do something surprising, do something smarter. That's what we're trying to do. Break convention by being disruptive to achieve a vision. That's it, I can drop the mic and go. You're done, you have everything you need for your career. All right, so our vision today is going to be a brand you notice, a brand you understand immediately, it's a logo, and that you feel its specialness. Okay, so that's our vision. So the good news is that 1/3 of your job is already done. This isn't going to be an intense workshop. I can see by those of you who are not just twittering away that you're into it. All right, so the first thing starts with convention hunting. So let me hear some of your favorites of your logos. Tell me some logos you like. This is your part. Oh, you're gonna raise your hand. Okay, awesome. I know you because I met you before.
Yeah, Panda Express.
Panda Express. Okay. You don't have a picture of it, do you?
One over there does. Oh, it's fine.
Okay. Panda Express. I guess I'm the only thing between you and lunch. Is there something? My product designer friend. Obama logo. Okay, that's a good one. We like that one. Chase Bank. Interesting. We're going to talk about Chase Bank, so I want you to hold on to that one.
Public theater.
Public theater. Well, that's a really good one. Who's seen Abstract, the thing on Netflix with Paula Scher? Oh my God, isn't that amazing? You guys must watch that. If you do anything out of this conference, watch that from Netflix. The public theater. So, just to show hands, do people know the public theater stuff? Just, I mean, just the energy. That's wonderful. What else? Oh, you guys are into this. Okay, great. Supreme. Okay, that's a good one. Cool, Japanese fashion brand.
FedEx.
FedEx. Hold it. We're going to be talking FedEx.
Google.
Google. I've heard of them. MIT Media Lab. That is a very cool one because I think you get the sense of engineering within that logo. By the way, when these logos are said out loud, for the most part, are you guys seeing them in your mind? Yeah, right? That's a good logo. We'll do two more. Fitbit. I don't know if I can see that one, but I know it. Yes, with some dotty things. All right, we'll do three more. World Wildlife Fund with the panda. Maybe them and Panda Express can get together. Apple. Okay, very good. We're going to talk Apple, so hold that one. Okay, last one. Who's got the highest hand? Who's going to stand up? Yes. Nike. Shoes, right? Excellent. Okay, good. Very good. I'm sure you guys have lots of other great logos, and as stuff comes up, you can feel free to say, oh, can I just tell you one thing? Yes, you can. All right, so welcome to the world. I counted on the way over here from the time I woke up. I saw 74 logos. From 53rd Street to here, I saw 74 logos. It's crazy. This is the tsunami of logos that we see on a given day. I just swiped this. This was like, I typed in logo in Google, and like this came up, you know? Like, it's crazy. And what struck me is I started to think about this conference and using our own methodology. I started to see some conventions. So just out of curiosity, tell me some things that everybody's doing. Just look at this screen slide here. What's everybody doing? Tell me some things.
Sans serif words.
Words?
Sans serif, like types.
Sans serif type. Yeah, that's a good one. Sans serif type. Yes. Color. Color. One thing that you guys need to understand as you go into your design practices, again, no matter what design, everything's got to work in black and white first. If it doesn't work in black and white, you're screwed, just so you know. Good tip. Anything else you're noticing? Sans serif type, words, please.
Pairing words with shapes.
Pairing words with shapes. Okay, good. So give me one example of a shape thing that you like. Or you can tell me a shape thing where you're like,
I mean, for instance, it's not on this list, but if you saw the 3-point star of Mercedes-Benz, you don't need to see Mercedes-Benz.
So 3-point star Mercedes-Benz. So it starts to be a sense of the content of the company is in the logo, I guess you could say, right? Is that sort of? Okay, I pushed that on you. I think what you're saying in your assessment, and what I can feel in the room, is what Peter brought up earlier from his talk. You're seeing some yes, you're seeing some no, but I'm not feeling the wow. Is that a fair assessment? I think that's pretty good. Yeah. Like Unilever to me starts to get at something interesting. When you look at Unilever, they put the products, and that becomes the shape of the U. So when you start to think about, Dove's the Unilever brand, when you start to think about, a little more conceptual of a word and a shape, and starting to lead to content. Even LG, I think the little, winky person, there's a sense of, okay, this is a company that is delighting us. I actually quite like Lufthansa. I also looked at all these airline logos, which, by the way, if you're going to be a graphic designer, the airline industry needs a lot of help. Not a one is amazing. But what's beautiful about Lufthansa is that you can just see it and you just go, okay, well, they're in the flying business. I got it. And I know what I'm talking sounds like common sense, and I think the IBM speaker, she said it perfectly. when Watson was around, I'll get to you in 1 second, when Watson was around originally, real Watson, human Watson, not AI Watson, it's common sense. Please.
I think I agree with you with the Unilever logo. They're the only one I think that I see on here that represents what they actually do, whereas something like Starbucks, it's associated to their heritage and what their brand is, so you just have to know. Even BMW, it's associated with their heritage and what you have to know about the history of them to know them. Unilever's like the only one that represents the products that they make in their logo.
Buddy, you were like my favorite person in the room. That is, and you're all welcome to talk. That is my segue, thank you. The convention is at logos that are. Sharp. If I don't know Sharp, I don't know what Sharp does. It could be a knife company. I don't know. I don't know. So the convention is logos that are, and thank you for that segue. Because what you suggested was, is there a way that even in the logo, the little thing on the left-hand side that the agency chronically has to make bigger, where you can go, wow, I can see the entirety of $1 billion enterprise that will make my life better in a single set of words and an image. Excellent. So I'm going to throw this out to you because you guys, believe it or not, did the work on this. You already told me that a lot of these logos didn't do enough. The disruption is logos that do. Logos that have content within themselves. And we're just going to walk through quickly. Overstock.com, this is a very strong company. This is a very nice company. They do a lot of cool stuff. I don't really know what they do other than sounds like when there's too much stuff, you can buy it on there. Fine, okay, I'll get there, I'll click on it. I understand we live in a digital world and we can do a lot of work, but I don't have to do a lot of work on Amazon. I think this is an amazing logo. A to Z. They got everything. And oh, by the way, they're going to make me happy because I see a smile in that arrow. You guys see the smile? You feel the smile? Okay, don't kill me, Peter. I feel that Hulu is in a... Don't egg him on. I'm using just no well from him. These guys have to do it, but we can talk. Hulu, as you saw, is doing magnificent things. The UX is amazing. The CX is amazing. The logo is good. And I think that's an issue. I think when you have a wow product, but a yes, to borrow from your critique, yes, no, wow, it's, to me, just lets things down. Who knows the logo on the right? Okay, so this is quote unquote America's most watched network by old people. I mean, unfortunately for CBS, they are just like trending upward. I'm sure you'll be seeing a lot of advertising for hearses on this network. I mean, this is an old school network. But the I is a logo that does. This is a brilliant logo. And I think the experience of Hulu needs, at least in my estimation, should have a logo that is befitting of the magic of what Hulu's bringing to the user. That's all I'm saying here. It's good, but I think the experience is stronger. Who likes Chase? Come on, fess up. Where's my Chase person? Okay, so I'm not going to put you on the spot, but there was something about the Chase logo you liked. You want to give us two words that you liked about it?
Well, basically, it turns the company's values into visual cues. So you want your bank to be calculated mathematical balance, and it does that in a visual form.
All right, well, I was just a dumb English major. So where's the math in that?
But it's an octagon, but also a square. And it's mathematical in the sense of geometry.
It's an octagon and a square. I never saw that. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. That's why I bank with TD Bank. They're just a nice bank. Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. Who knew the octagon square theory of the Chase logo? Anybody here? Listen, two. What can I tell you? No. Now that I see that, I think that's interesting. But I think when they're, hawking checking accounts to, the family in Queens, I'm not sure they can see that quickly. We're trying to do work that touches people in a massive way, not just in a a few people. So, but I thank you. I think I will forever have more respect for the Chase logo. Who's over there on the right? What bank is that? All right, see, I like that immediate response. They don't even have to put the words Wells Fargo on that logo. And apart from the issues that they've had recently, let's just not think about that for a second. What does that logo tell you?
It's how they were founded. They were founded by oh my god, I just forgot what it was.
I think the dudes who protected the stuff. Yeah.
Out of California.
California Bank, yeah, Western Bank, yeah. And I think there's something interesting in protection. You use the word protection, and you know, it's a stagecoach. So they've been around. So I think they're very telegraphic. Here were two. Yes.
Question about the Wells Fargo logo.
Oh dear.
What's
Yes.
your opinion on or what's your thought on the opinion that a good logo should be simple enough for people to be able to draw in the sand?
Well, first off, I hadn't heard the draw the sand theory, so I like that. You're going to need a longer vacation. I think for the most part, that kind of brutal simplicity and graphic clarity, I totally agree with you. So let's carry that in as we move forward. That might be a ding on Wells Fargo. That might be a slide that may never have to see the light of day. I got to get a new foil. Obviously, the Chase logo is a lot better than I thought. But thank you. Yeah, I think the line in the sand articulation. I think that's very smart. I like that. These were two I was looking at. You know, I'm sure you're thinking, well, where's Duane Reade? Because aren't they the only pharmacy in New York? But Rite Aid, I don't know. I just felt like it was fatigued. Like, it was just like, oh, wow, you guys have no energy as a brand. And I really thought there was something powerful in CVS that they've, well, you tell me, is there something, do you see something interesting in CVS? I'll give you my theory, but you tell me. What are we seeing there in CVS? Yeah, exactly.
So I see that.
Yeah, it's doing something. There's an experience.
Not
Segway man, what do you got for me?
Not only does the heart represent what they do as a pharmacy, but when people look at their brand, they instantly associate it with loving CVS. So heart CVS.
I did not give this guy notes. He's coming to. Yeah, I think the heart, I think the experience, and I think the heart made up of products. I think it's a very clever logo. Again, start to think about when you've got a logo, you've got a design project, how you can convey experience just in words, shapes, and what have you. Okay, these two. I'm sure you've heard of them. You know, for me, I have to know Windows to go, oh, right, Microsoft Windows, got it. What I love about Apple is that there's a bite in the apple. So it tells me that there's humanity from the get-go. And that, I think, is very smart about the Apple logo. And I think just the disruption alone of a hard company, computers, software, with a soft name like Apple. I think going back to when Steve invented the brand, I think that was a very smart, disruptive idea. The experience coming through in the logo. How about these two? Beats, what is Beats telling us there? I think it feels like headphones. That's what I liked about it. I thought that the B itself felt like a headphone. What I also like in terms of the customer experience is that when I put on my Beats headphones, the logo is in the exact same place that they want me to think about when I'm not wearing the headphones. So logo and customer experience have some integration. And when you go back to that customer journey mapping that you saw from IBM, that's what you have to start to think about logos, because it's not just there, it's there throughout the customer experience. And I want you guys to start to think about, okay, well, we live on our mobile phones, that chart I showed you from Google is basically what my home screen looks like. So what can I do to stand out if I'm an app and convey my experience and deliver it in a profound way? It's not easy, this logo stuff. I hope you're not reconsidering your design job. I mean, this could be amazing. Please.
One question I have about the Apple logo: if you don't know Apple, how do you know they're not like a food company? Going off of the exact principle that you mentioned before.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I don't know. I don't know. It may be something that they're going to have to start to think about it as they evolve. I think the good news is that they're omnipresent, so it wouldn't take long to understand that they're not in the fruit business. All right, who mentioned FedEx before? All right. Now, again, I think the UPS logo is an elegant logo, very nice, but it's not doing enough for me. What's cool about the FedEx logo? Utilizes the white space between the E and the X to form a arrow. You guys probably have all seen that before, yeah? Not news, but cool, right? All right, good. Sometimes I can't give you news, but I can give it to you. Okay, who mentioned BMW before? We were talking about heritage. Do you know what's in the heritage of BMW?
Yeah, so they used to make like plane motors for airplanes, and that's the propeller blades against the sky. So the blue is supposed to be the sky, and the white is the propeller blades.
And it's supposed to be, have you guys ever seen a propeller plane? I understand that, nothing was invented before, what is it now, 2000? But have you guys seen a propeller plane, like when you stare at it close? If you look at the logo, it looks like the propeller in rapid revolution movement. I think that's really cool. So again, harkens to the DNA of the company, but to me, I think it also just says energy. I like that it's delivering that. So now you've got something for a cocktail party to say about the BMW logo. And the Lexus logo, I think, is solid. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not a logo that does. Okay, these two. I think when David Butler came to Coca-Cola, it was a revolution in design of a company that was already very good at design. So if you look at IBM, Coca-Cola was one of the other brands that really was very smart about design. And obviously, the contour bottle, I know none of you drink soda anymore because you only drink water and kombucha, whatever the hell that is. But if they did a kombucha product, they would probably use that iconic bottle. So the backstory is that Pepsi was trying very hard to do a logo that did. It's supposed to be a smiley face, the satisfaction and kind of charm that you feel after you drink the beverage. But still, at the end of the day, I think it's not working hard enough. I think you have to know too much to get it. Taco Bell just did a redesign, and I love Taco Bell, but again, this is like the Hulu thing for me. Like, it's not as innovative as the company itself. And again, to me, it's kind of like what you were saying about Apple. Like, this may very well be one of the most wonderful bell companies in the world, for those of you who need bells. And I just thought Shake Shack's stuff was kind of good. Just a very simple way to do a line in the sand drawing for what they do. They're definitely in the burger business, and I think that was just a simple one. And I'm starting to see it in airports and stuff. Please. You just like stretching.
I'm curious about what you talked about at the start on how much the logos can get away with depending on the brand. Like Apple can sort of just be an Apple budget and those can get brand. But there are other companies here that try to stay iconic.
I think it's a great question. So just to reframe it for everybody, if the story of the brand is widely known, how much license do you have with creating a logo that is a bit more abstract? I think for a brand like Apple, I think you have some license. I think these, the more famous the brand, okay. But you guys are going to be working with all internet companies. Whatever's coming out of Silicon Valley next week, we don't know these companies. And I think what you really have to learn is the basics. Picasso was the most amazing portrait artist of his day. He really knew that, and then he can go into Cubism. So I think jump into Cubism first. Okay, maybe, but you should do a little groundwork first. And I think these new companies, like when I see the Skype logo, it's a very interesting company. I'm like, what do they do? Are they an airline? When I first saw Skype, I literally thought it was an airline. Yes.
I think a good example of that is Twitter, how they completely eliminated the word Twitter from their style guide, and now there's just a little bird because they went from not being able to get away with it to the bird is instantly done.
Yeah, I think that's a great example of the context of the brand now doesn't need to be told within the bird itself, strangers. So So therefore, everybody's got to see themselves literally in the logo. Okay, very good. You guys have been great. You have a little energy to do some work now? Got 3 speakers here, got your coffee, got your view. You guys got to go to work now. So I'm going to show you 6 brands up here. You're going to work very quickly. Just pick one of these logos and try to make a logo that does. Really just want you to think about that. These are the brands. For the record, we did the Gatorade logo on top. We reduced it from, we removed Gatorade and made it G. You're welcome to tell us we were somehow not as good as we could have been. But take any one of these brands. Starbucks came up this morning already. So I think we're feeling like Starbucks isn't reflecting enough of their good stuff in their logo. Kit Kat, I'm a big Kit Kat fan. Those of you who want to buy me chocolate after the presentation, I like Kit Kat. Nikon, okay, brilliant company, you know, one of the best lens companies in the world, camera companies in the world. Is that the best that we can do with Nikon? Dunkin' Donuts, I think you're familiar with their work. Converse, who's a Converse fan? Who likes Converse sneakers? Okay, Converse has a brand problem. How about Calvin Klein? Who's a Calvin Klein person? Wow, look at that. Interesting. Like, I think Calvin Klein is trying to reinvent themselves. They're trying to go younger again. And I still feel like they're clinging to like some kind of 80s feel of the brand. This one really needs help. See, it's fun. We get to make up the rules here. Tell me your name.
Takashi.
Takashi, where are you from?
University of Florida.
Oh, the Gators are up here first. We like it.
The Gatorade brand is something that we know of.
Okay, great. So let's see what you got.
So for Kit Kat, going off of the fact that they're breaking off a piece of that Kit Kat bar, so it's 1K, or so 1 Kit Kat for the base of the K, and then a broken Kit Kat, and going off that, kind of getting that feeling of something breaking, like the kind of
That's cool.
satisfying feeling when you break a Kit Kat bar.
Okay, in a world of yes, no, wow, I'm going with wow. I think that is excellent. I love that. I think it's great. It's better than it's not that it's better than what they're doing, but what we talked about, I think someone over here brought that up. The experience of a Kit Kat is baked into the logo. I think that's excellent. I don't know what the hell we're going to do with these, but I love that. Great job. Great job. Please. Come on up. Who are you?
Beth Ann from Oklahoma.
Beth Ann from Oklahoma. We love it. All right.
I kind of did the two. I had Nikon with the lens for the O, which I heard other people did. But then for Gatorade, I imagined something like the G, but some form of splash of orange kind of going on it and then down it and out, because Gatorade's so often used to pour on coaches.
The Gatorade shower, as it's known. Excellent. Well, I think that the Nikon lens idea is a very smart idea. I really like that. Who else did a lens in the O? Right, so it's either like great minds think alike, or it's like, oh no, we have a convention. But I do think, what's smart about what you did and what you guys did was that you immediately said, this logo can do more. And the experience of a lens company, you're missing at Nikon. So I think that's excellent work. So thank you so much. All right, who else wants to come up and share? Thank you. Good. Please. The man I will call Mr. Segway. You segued on my slides. No, you were amazing.
Okay, all right. Don't make me too hard.
All right, tell us who you are.
So I guess I also, I'm Adrian from Waterloo, Canada. Yeah.
Woo, Canada in the house, all right.
Right. So I guess I also did the traditional like lens for the O, but then what I wanted to do is make the K like a hand to adjust the lens, because that's what you do on DSLRs when you hold it. K is like your hand that's being adjusted. And then I tried to make the I be like the button, the shutter button on top of the camera when you click to take the photo. So yeah.
Wow, very conceptual.
And I made it like more blocky because I guess photography is more about measurement in my eyes, I guess, like using the rule of thirds and seeing how to structure your photos.
Well, first of all, excellent. I think the thinking's really, really powerful. Our line in the sand, we're going to need like a 2-month vacation. Right? No, but I think what's interesting is that my goal for you guys, I want you to start thinking versus whatever your ultimate output is going to be today. I've asked you to work in extreme circumstances in 7 minutes, but I wanted your thinking to get sharper. And I think what I see in this is that you're trying to get the experience in the logo, and I also think I'm seeing the square of Instagram, the output in your blocks. You may not have had that in mind, but I think that's really good. So I really admire the thinking, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, anybody else have some stuff? Please, come on up. All right, and tell us who you are and where you're from.
I'm Kaylee and I'm from Boston and we love dunks.
Yeah, I guess so. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, that was like a wow, by the way. Yeah, what I think is very cool about that product design, friend, I don't know if that's great for the logo, but I think as a Dunkin' Donut mug product design, I love that. Fantastic. Who loves that? Who's with me on this? Yeah? Excellent. Thank you so much. Terrific. Wow. 7 minutes. I think in our careers, as creative people, we need deadlines. The deadlines are getting shorter and shorter, but I don't want you guys to feel like, oh my God, I don't have 2 weeks anymore. I only have 2 hours. I can't do it. You can do a lot in a minute. I think you've proven it to yourselves right here in this workshop. So, just to summarize, again, this methodology, you're welcome to use this methodology. You can start anywhere. Conventions that we saw are logos that are. Our vision is a brand you notice, understand, and feel its specialness. Think about that Dunkin' Donuts idea. I know what they do, I get it, and I feel there's something different about their donuts, that their donuts have D's, not O's. Again, it sounds like, huh? But it's true. It's that kind of a simplicity that makes something really powerful. And again, the disruption, logos that do. Everything you guys tried to share today was an experiential logo, not just a logo that laid on a page. So good work to you guys. That's the framework for it. That's the summary. Think about there are logos that are and logos that do. That's our logo. We're trying to push the future. We're trying to invent the future for our clients. We like the /. It's on the keyboard. We can use it in all different parts of the customer journey. So that's why that looks like that. So with that, I will say thank you for your time and energy.